Andy Warhol once said, everybody will be famous for 15 minutes.
We're rolling? All right, we're rolling. So, okay, so first of all, I want to thank you for doing this. I don't even know how you guys found me. Y'all found my YouTube channel, heard my commentary, because I'm not somebody who just, because somebody says it, I run with it. I have to use my mind and say, does this make sense to me? You know,
right?
Because we've been taught believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. So I'm naturally a skeptic, but you can convince me of some stuff if what you're saying makes sense. So I was listening to Avion's interview, and there were just some holes in the interview for me. Then I got a text message late last night from somebody within your company, and they had found my video and hit me up, and I was like, I really would like to speak with you because I wanted to get your take on what was going on with your client Avion. So introduce yourself to the audience, and thank you for giving me this exclusive.
You're welcome. An artist that we work with as well is very upset about the situation, and I didn't even know that she was going to this extreme to reach out to everybody to call me. I just got like 1,000 phone calls today, text messages. Prior to, I had got a phone call first off from Tasha K. I had spoke with her briefly, and then after that, I just got like thousands of phone calls, text messages, emails, everybody wanting to talk to us. But I mean, I don't want to be called a cloud chaser or, oh, they're looking for fame. It's just me and my husband, my brothers. It's just like 5 of us. It's a 5-team company. Black owned, and we have about 2,000 followers, and we live like so at first I didn't even want to do it. It's just a lot of stuff that has happened, has transpired, the interview that we heard, the stuff that we heard, and what really hurt us was knowing that Aveon is still signed up underneath our contract to the year of 2022, and to find out that he was signed to Kevin, and that didn't rub me the right way, because how could you be signed to Kevin when you're still under our contract? So that was the only thing that like really bothered me. Other than that, I could care less.
And what's your name? Can you tell the audience your name and what in your company, what you guys do?
Oh, my name is Kia Bagley. Our company name is McDom. We have a media company. We have a management company. We have a label called Music Can Depend on Me. Mm-hmm. We have a production company called McDom Media. We have a clothing line, the McDom clothing line, and then we have the Legion of Truth, which is my husband's clothing line. We have a modeling agency that we work with Taz, BB Paul, Sophia Davis, and a host of other people. And we have a wonderful relationship down at Atlantic Records. And we have friends with some people in the industry. So, we wanted to be very private about this, but unfortunately, I mean, they're saying, look, you have to speak out. You have to defend yourselves, because it's not fair that you put in all that work, y'all did all that music, and you opened up your home to someone and you're being discredited for it. So
right. And first of all, let me congratulate you and tell you that I'm just proud of hearing all the things you and your husband do and what your business entails and everything. That is very impressive. And please don't let this one situation deter you from continuing to do all that you do, because obviously you have clients who really, really love you and really want to see the best for you.
Shout out to Genuine Beauty, because she's been up all night long going really hard. Right. So I love her to death for that.
Well, see, that's a testament to you and how good of a person you are. So I wanted to jump into with Aveon. Like, how long have you known one another, and how did you meet?
I was at my husband's lawyer's friend's house, and he pulled up a video on YouTube, and he said, I think you should manage this guy. He could sing very well. And he showed us the video, and I was like, oh, wow, he could sing really good. So then he says, I bet you can't get him on the phone. So I'm very determined in what I do. So immediately I start hitting Aveon up on every outlet that he had posted on his videos, and he reached back out, and within a half an hour We had a conversation. He read a contract. He signed it via email and sent it back to me, and I signed it. And then we picked him up from Philly because he had a show to do down there, and he was with us ever since.
So you guys hit it off right away?
Yeah, right away. He was so, I don't know, he was just like so honorable, so caring, and was done so wrong by people. And that's the same thing that happened with us. So it kind of hit me in the heart, and I'm like, oh my God, here go another person that got taken advantage of and did wrong, and we're in a situation where we could possibly help him, and he's talented. Let's do it. So that's what happened.
And so after you take him on and he signs, what, a 5-year contract? Was that?
Yes, a 5-year contract.
Okay, and so from there, when you first met him, he was making a certain amount of money, and then you were able to eventually get him a lot more money. How did that happen?
He was making $400 for singing telegrams and at weddings. And out of the $400, he had to pay for travel, and he had to pay for room and board to do these events. Mm-hmm. Once he came to us, we signed him his first gig with my husband's friend from Mount Vernon that got married on August 13th, which is my husband and I anniversary as well. And we brought Avion's network from $400 to $2,000 plus travel.
That's very good.
So that was like a really big jump.
And so he was very pleased with that.
Yes, he was. He did every event that he was asked to do and contract to do. He got paid for them prior to, and then the other portion when he got there. So there's no discrepancies with any monies being owed when it comes to that. And he did perform the service, and he performed the service as well.
Okay, so let's talk about the interaction with Wendy Williams and her husband, Kevin Hunter. How did that whole thing come about where we see him in the audience of the show singing? Did you guys have anything to do with that?
Yes.
There will never be
And
Mr. G is Kevin's cameraman, and he's also a close friend of the family. And he reached out to Aveon prior to Aveon coming to New York, and he told Aveon, if you're ever in New York, call me. So then I got a phone call from Mr. G, and he says, well, Aveon said that you're his management, and he's supposed to be coming up there to stay with you guys. And when he comes, will you bring him to the show? And I'm like, hell yeah, we'll bring him to the Wendy Williams show. So once we picked Aveon up from Philly, we brought him back, and I contacted Mr. G. He gave us a date and time. Kevin and Wendy had to get the song cleared that Aveon was going to sing that day in the audience. So they were able to do that, and then they sent us the confirmation when to come. They had us in VIP. They had our seating together. Aveon performed for the pre-show, and everything was fine.
Okay, and from that experience, you guys got some really good tape. Were you able to then use that tape to get him more work?
Well, we were getting him work prior to that. We had Ava DuVernay, Renaissance Media, John Legend, Respect Life web series. We had a lot of people calling us prior to any of that, wanting to work with Aveon, wanting to sign him and stuff like that. And there was a Ain't No Mountain High Enough with Renaissance Media, which is connected to Ava DuVernay, and the Gamble and Huff story they wanted to do. And they were looking for someone to fulfill those parts. So that's where you see Aveon singing in the front of the piano with the white shirt on and a white background. My husband taped that in our house.
Wow.
My husband cut his hair. We bought him the keyboard. We bought him the clothes. We did all the covers that everybody asked us to do, and he nailed them. And we sent those in for him to get placement for Ain't No Mountain High Enough in the Gamble and Huff movie that they wanted to put out repping Philadelphia.
Well, you guys have really done a lot and invested a lot in getting this young man's career into a like the superstardom, like letting him
Yes.
come into your house, use your piano, dressing him,
Right.
cutting his hair. Like you guys
We
really
have.
treated him like a family member.
Right. We had a 1-bedroom apartment that we explained to him prior to him signing the contract. I said, look, we live in a 1-bedroom apartment. You can stay in a hotel or you can stay with us. He says, no, I'm from the country. I want to be homebound. I like being around family. So it made it even better for us because, okay, we could save some money and we could put more money into the studio time that he's going to need, the band if he needs it, live drums if he needs it, a live chorus if he needs it, because we knew he was very talented and we wanted to cover every basis for him to make him as comfortable as possible to where he could work.
So he did stay with you guys in your place, and then
Yes,
you
he
guys
did.
used that money for other things.
Yes, we had Aveon in the studio Monday through Sunday from 10 o'clock in the morning to whatever time at night. And at the time, we had 2 other artists as well. And their studio time was Tuesdays and Thursdays. So they all was in the studio together. And the days they weren't in the studio together, Aveon was there by himself.
And you mentioned something about having done 7 original songs with Aveon.
Yes, we have 7 original songs from Aveon, produced through Bedrock. That's the studio that we use, the Flintstones. Killa was the producer there, and they worked very well, very, very well. The connection was really good, and the music that was produced is awesome. Awesome.
Okay, and you said to me that you had no idea that he had signed with Kevin until you saw the Tasha K video on last Friday.
Yes, when
So-
I saw the video, I jumped up immediately. What?
So,
Because we initially got an offer from Kevin for Kevin to co-manage Aveon and for us to manage Aveon.
Okay.
And Aveon said no, that's not what he wanted to do. So we honored what he said and we didn't sign the contract.
okay, would you have been okay signing that contract if that's what he had wanted?
Yes, because it's in the best interest of the artist. So we just did what the artist wanted to do. We're not money hungry. We don't care if that's not what he wanted to do. We wasn't going to force him to do it. Point blank.
Okay, so he turns down the co-management deal, and then you find out he signed something else completely.
Right.
And that's not legal if you have a contract with him.
Correct. Unless Kevin and I both spoke, we came to an agreement, it was put in writing, and all parties signed it.
Okay, so you're okay now.
With,
You're saying that unless that had happened, but that did not
Right.
happen.
no, that did not happen.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you haven't spoken to Kevin since Aveon signed with him,
No.
and you haven't spoken to Mr. G.
Well, I speak to Mr. G frequently, other than about Aveon and stuff like that. He's cool with us, and anytime, we want tickets or something like that to go to the show, or maybe I have an artist or a lead for him or something like that, or just general, hey, how you doing? How's the family? Just checking in with you guys, sending our love. We're still here. So I still reached out via text message, phone calls, Facebook.
Okay. And so once you saw the video of him saying he had signed with him, because there was so much going on in that video. One, there was a young lady eating grapes saying that she was his wife. Were you
I
aware?
don't even know who that young lady is. I've never seen her before, never heard of her before. There was another young lady around when Aveon was with us. I think she was a police officer or something like that. I don't know who that girl is.
Okay, so you're not aware of him having a current wife.
No, not at all.
Okay, so yeah, that was very interesting. And then he was saying that he was born a hermaphrodite because you guys spent so much time together. Did he ever divulge that to you?
He disclosed that to us.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so at
So,
least
I mean, but
at least
that could
that's
be
true.
alleged because I never been in his pants. We never checked them. So, I mean, you could tell me anything, blow smoke up my ass. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so we haven't had that
can't
confirmed by a
say
medical
for sure.
doctor.
Right. I never examined him, so I don't know what he has down there.
Okay, so we know that this woman is probably not his wife, and we don't have any medical proof that he's a hermaphrodite. Okay, so let's
Right.
talk about the allegations about Kevin Hunter. That sounded strange to me because I've heard that Kevin Hunter was a philanderer with females. This is the first time I've heard that Kevin is just coming in condos raping men. So,
I mean, I do not believe that, and I'm giving my opinion. Meeting Kevin and meeting his team, I don't think Kevin would do something like that with a guy. Kevin likes to go to the, what is it, La Maria? What is it, babe? The La Maria Club? Because he wanted to take my husband there. So, I mean, that's a women's club where women hang out and stuff like that.
like
So
is it sort of like a strip club?
I don't know. I've never been there. My husband wasn't going.
You're like, I said no.
I said, no, my husband's not going there. And he said, oh, we know who's in charge. So it was like a little joke in the room.
But what would be Avion's motivation to make up something that severe?
I don't know. I mean, maybe because he's saying that Kevin didn't pay him or something, or maybe he knows that he's still in contract with us and whoever, like, I feel with all of this going on, and this is my personal opinion, if we were in a financial status as Kevin, he might have said that stuff about myself and my husband. So I'm kind of glad we didn't have that type of money around to get those allegations thrown on us.
Yeah, you're right. Because
Which nobody deserves that to happen, but
yeah,
I'm glad we're just little old us.
yeah, but I mean, Aveon, tries to paint himself as this God-fearing man. When you watch the Tasha video, and you would think that somebody like that wouldn't go to those lengths.
Right, but from our understanding, Aveon, he's what he said to us was he was a Nawapian.
What's that?
And I never knew what a Nawapian was until he took us to Brooklyn and told us that he go there every year. So he's not a virgin to New York, and he's not an old green country boy. He comes up here in June for whatever festivals that they have. He sings with them and stuff like that. There was a video. I can't remember if he posted it on his Instagram or if he posted it on his Facebook, but he was there singing for them and stuff like that.
Is that a religion?
Yeah, I guess. Or I don't. You would have to Google what that stuff is. I don't know. I don't want to misquote anybody's religion. I don't want to say anything wrong. I don't know. I just thought he was a Nuwapian. I mean, he didn't believe in God around us. And that's the first thing that he said to us. I want y'all to know I'm a Nuwapian before anybody tells you. And I'm like, I don't care about none of that. I just care about your music, your well-being.
Heard that before.
Like, I don't care. that doesn't make money. Who you want to serve? Like, okay, whatever.
Right. Well, he also talks a lot about Charlamagne the God on the Breakfast Club. Did you guys have interactions with Charlamagne prior to this?
My husband and I and Aveon together never had any interactions with Charlamagne at all. I've never met him. I don't know who he is. I've heard things like in the news and stuff about him, but okay, Charlamagne the God, donkey of the day. I mean, I sent him an email a long time ago about the donkey of the day, but he never responded, so that was it. Okay. Charlamagne, hi.
Okay. And so are you going to seek legal recourse for what has happened to you in relation to your contract with Aveon?
If Kevin signed Aveon knowing he was still signed to us, or if Aveon maliciously lied to Kevin saying something different. So we don't know what the clear story is yet. Mm-hmm. So once we find out what the clear story is and what are actual facts, because you have to prove facts and you have to be able to pull up the paperwork to prove those facts and whatever other way you can prove that you didn't know and all of this other stuff, then we would be seeking legal actions only for what we having contract percentage wise for whatever shows, for him being signed, whatever bookings and stuff like that going forth.
Right. And what about things that you've invested in him, like just to recoup some of the money you guys invested?
That was one of the things that we had with our artists. If we believe in you, we just spent the money to help you, because at the end of the rainbow, there's a brighter day, a bigger picture, and a bigger bag. So if you're talented, we believe in your dream. We speak very positive. You're going to make it. It's going to happen. And we just trust in God.
See, somebody as good as you and I'm sure your husband, when somebody does something that bad to you guys, I know they have to feel awful. So I'm sure he's been reaching out to you via text messages and things like that since the Tasha interview broke, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he reached out to me phone first. And we had 2 phone conversations. And then he texted me or whatever. But, I mean, what we discussed and what we talked about or whatever, the first conversation was so humbling. Then the second conversation was like whacked out. Like, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And then the text message was right back to humbling. So I'm like, is he okay?
Right.
So I don't know.
So you never know which one you're going to encounter, basically.
Which one you're going to get, right? If you're going to get the one that I first met, the kind, honest, sweet Aveon, or am I going to get the Aveon that we started getting towards the end, I can do whatever I want type Aveon? So.
So, but how would you like to see this thing resolve itself?
Well, I hope and I pray that, he did not have to go through those things and that Kevin didn't do anything like that, because I honestly believe that Kevin didn't do it. So if evidence can prove otherwise, then goddamn, you had me fooled. But I don't think that happened. So I'm rooting for the best. I pray for Kevin and his family, and I don't wish those allegations on anyone.
And as far as your future dealings with Aveon, what do you see that being?
Well, we're still in contract to 2022 or whatever.
So do you still want to get him bookings and things like that through 2022?
No, not at this time, due to the fact that you got signed by another company. You reap the benefits from another company. We spent so much money trying to help you. We did not fill out paperwork to recoup any money that we spent for you. It was just whatever deal you got, we got our percentage, and whatever we did was on the arm, and that was it. So I don't know.
Well, I've seen this.
It just hurts.
I know it hurts. I know, and I've seen this play out before, and the other company has had to buy out the first company. You can't just take somebody's artist.
Right. So, and then that leaves a question to us, like, we never did anything to anyone. We were always honorable. We always laughed, smiled, did everything we were asked to do on time, never late, any and everything. And like, to maliciously just say fuck them and do that, I don't think Kevin would do that to us. I really think Aveon maliciously misled them into that contract.
Right. Well, I mean, that's
my opinion. That's how I feel.
But when you listen to the Tasha K interview, that's essentially what he said. He was saying how he was this young boy off the turnip truck, and Kevin was calling him fat and his skin bad, and his esteem was in the ground, and he wanted to be with this big fish.
His self-esteem was down when he did the video with the Masonic hat on. He told us that he wore that hat and he kept low lighting because of his self-esteem. So when he got with us, the videos that he did with us and the pictures that everybody can see on our page, my husband cut his hair. He didn't use any more hats. He smiled. He went and bought brand new glasses. he was a happy Aveon, and the music that he produced with us is like awesome. It's like great, regardless of him saying me and my husband argued or whatever. Yes, we beg to differ. We're married. Certain business decisions that were being made, he didn't agree to because we had found out some things, and he wanted me to pull back. But me being the person that I am, no, give him the benefit of the doubt. That didn't really happen, and yeah, it was happening, and we just couldn't take it anymore. And Aveon said that he was leaving to go back to school.
Oh, so that's what he told you. So you thought he was sort of like backing away from the industry a little bit to go to school, when he was really over there dealing with Kevin and that team.
Right, but he still left me and my husband power of attorney to speak for him, to book things for him, and everything. So I still don't understand, how did he sign something with Kevin? I have a document here, because everybody knows, like, I take paperwork serious, I take my craft serious, and I take what I do for people really serious. And sometimes people say, oh, you're stupid, you're dumb for helping people. But if I was in a position at one point to help, why not? God said help one another. So I did.
Right.
But this statement from Aveon stated, I, Aveon Williams, is leaving for California on Thursday, July 27th, 2017, to go back to school. I, Aveon, will fly back to New York to do the events dated, and it's 3 dates that we had dated for him.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave us power of attorney to speak for him until he comes back, and he would fly back and forth to do whatever work that we needed him to do.
Well, do you think he was really enrolled in school, or do you think it was all a ruse to go work with Kevin?
I don't know. Now I'm just thinking that it was just his coward way out to go seek a contract behind our back.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Because you got to create some space, and you got to come up with an excuse for why you need this space. You know, so that's what I'm thinking. I think he was like, I got these 3. He probably told Kevin, I got 3 things I'm committed to, but after that, I'm free. You know what I'm saying? So it's playing both ends against the middle. That's what it sounds like. You know, but what you do in the dark will come out in the light.
Right.
You know, and then he talks about how Kevin's a horrible person and a bad dude. Well, you had a good family over here. You know, so there's a lesson in this. There's
and
a
he
lesson.
said the same thing about us. He said we had him sleeping on the floor and this and that. No, we had a 1-bedroom apartment. You slept in the bedroom. You had brand new sheets. You had a keyboard. You had headphones. My husband cooked all the vegan food that you wanted.
Who did he tell that to, that y'all had him sleeping on the floor? Some friends of y'all.
Yeah, it was friends of ours, friends in the industry, just tried to make things sound so bad. But, I mean, you didn't go into a better situation. Right. Maybe a condo. We had a 1-bedroom. We gave you our bedroom.
Well, luckily, anybody who knows you knows that wouldn't sound right.
Right, exactly. We sacrificed because we believed in you. So, I mean, if that was a joke to you, shame on you. Right. God will see us through. I mean.
Right. Well, is there anything else you want to say to the audience? Like you want to clear up anything about you and your business, or anything that may have been put out there that's false that you want to correct? You know,
nothing really, because we don't really do anything. We have friends and stuff in the industry. We're really good friends with someone down at Atlantic Records. We're friends with a host of people on Love and Hip Hop, and so we're liked. Mm-hmm. And my husband and I, we have the business. We have the label. We have the management company. We do modeling with Sophia Davis and Olivia Paul, and we have our own cameras and stuff, so we do video shoots, commercials, movies. My husband does all of our merch, all of our clothing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we're fine. I'm a postal worker. I'm a life skills coach. My husband cuts hair. He cuts people's hair in the industry as well.
Oh, y'all got like 80 hustles.
Right. So, I mean, we're fine. God's been taking care of us. So, you do dirt, you get dirt. You do good, you get good.
But I can tell from just watching you and looking at your demeanor that this really hurt you. You know,
it did.
This really, really, really hurt you, and it affected you deeply. You know, because you
did,
just
because
you didn't see it coming.
no, because Avion, I mean, I swear when you speak to him at first, he's so loving, he's so caring. I spoke to his mom, I spoke to his uncle, and when he left, I didn't even stay at the house when he left. I went and I stayed in a hotel because I told him, I said, I'm gonna cry when you leave, but I'll see you when you come back. So that was like a real smack. Like Avion knows. He knows I've never ever mistreated him, never mistreated him. Anything that he wanted to do, I went out and beyond to do it. There was this piano that Prince has and Alicia Keys has, and he was like, oh my God, if I could find that piano, I just want to take a picture with it. I want to play it. I found that piano. He has pictures with that piano, and he got to play that piano. So I didn't do anything wrong but be a manager, secure the paperwork, secure the music, and was a friend as well.
Well, you know what? If there's anybody watching this and listening to this and you need a great manager and a great management team, hit her up. You know, matter of fact, tell everybody your social media handles so they can keep up with you.
Well, I mean, this is only if you want to. I'm not really asking anyone to, because I have like 2,000 followers that's already been following us from watching our work and stuff like that. So if it's your choice and if that's what you want to do and you're willing to just follow us just because you want to see what we're doing and support us, you can follow us on Instagram at official McDom and on YouTube at McDom Media. You can hashtag everything McDom or everything music can depend on me, and you'll see us everywhere. You'll see everything. Our work speaks for itself, so I don't even have to elaborate on all the good things that we've done. We're not rich. We live check to check just like everyone else, but we take sacrifices when we feel that they're going to pay off.
Well, Kia, I already know the best is yet to come for y'all, because good things happen to good people.
Right.
So,
I mean, patience is a virtue, and that's what we were told when we first got into the industry.
Right.
Just be patient.
Right. And think about all the contacts you've made and all the connections you have.
Exactly.
So, it's
Exactly.
everything is going to work out the way it's supposed to.
Right.
And I want to thank you so much.
And we really believe in that.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and my audience. I really appreciate you. I know you got a busy schedule. You're doing the thing, and I can just see God all through you. So you're going to be all right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. And I'll hit you later.
All right. No problem. It was a pleasure.
Pleasure meeting you.
Hey, it's your girl Alicia Cooper. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Stretching Out My 15 Minutes. Hit below. Go ahead and subscribe, share it with a friend, click like, hit the notification so you can find out exactly when the next episode is hitting.